Here's a snippet of our just concluded marriage clinic.
Just need to know everyone has their weak points and their strengths. Everyone has their high time and their low time. So if you're married to someone for years, or even if it's a year, the fact you met the person, you're able to, relate with that person. You'll be able to know the person's high spirit and when the person is not ready, like he doesn't want to hear you speak. In as much as there is love, respect, and trust. You understand? So if the basic things are not there, then there are things that you can't do. But the basic thing is once there is love there is respect, there is trust in the relationship. There is a particular time that you'll be able to speak to this person. The person cannot be a lion at all times. There are times that it would be a dove also, or if it's a woman, she can't be a lioness at all times. There are times she'll be a dove. So in relationships that or marriages that have gotten, they've gone their separate ways just because the woman is a spender and the man is tired of talking. Like it, she keeps spending without our knowledge. She keeps spending, and the man is tired of talking. In such situations, what do you do? The number one thing is to keep talking. That's the sincere
What?
truth. Number one thing is to keep talking. You have to keep talking. You have to keep communicating. Let her know
Yeah.
you are tired of actually bringing in money and she's spending. And there are times that is even the woman that is bringing in her money and she's just a rough spender. So that's why I said our
In that
upbringing,
scenario now,
yes,
I don't think it's advisable for them to have a joint account, especially when you want to
that,
do
that,
building project,
that's
because
why I said our
working with the kind
upbringing. Mm-hmm.
in this kind of situation now, the principle of marriage cannot apply here because your own situation is there is already a lacuna, there's already an issue inside of it. So yes, it's a good thing for you guys to have a joint account, but in that particular situation now where your spouse actually has issues with spending, it
Yeah.
might not be
It,
advisable. But even as much as it might not be advisable, it is also important that they actually are very sensitive when making those decisions, because even that act alone too of not having that joint account
mm,
can make or break your marriage, can break your marriage as well.
wait. You see, I don't know. For me, financial intimacy is very important, fine. But something about marriage is you have so many components in marriage. Like you have love and all of that. You have so many components, and you have this financial thing, which, like I said, money is the spirit. But the basic thing is the moment you know your partner, um, joint accounts, joint accounts is not a must. It has never and will never be a must because not everyone, let's be real, not everyone can actually accommodate another person in their account for their own personal reasons. And it's very important while communicating, you're able to communicate this, but you still have where you both meet. So if, for instance, you believe that you earn so much and you don't want your spouse, to affect your whatever, you might both have a particular place where you put in money for the family. You understand? It's not necessarily a joint account. So there are ways of doing so many things. It's not compulsory. It must always go straight. At times it could go zigzag. The major thing is getting to the destination, looking for a way of getting to that destination. So I've seen families because they know the kind of person they are married to and they want to keep living together. They fix money into their child's account every month, and that is their own kind of saving for the family. So the
Yeah.
basic thing is looking for what works for your own, not what works for others, because we are all different. We have different styles. So if you have that mutual respect, whereby you can both sit, communicate, and discuss on the good and bad sides of your own, then there will be possibility of actually moving together. Well,
I want to drop in some more questions so that I think we'll just tackle them on, because so that this life is not a lengthy one. Okay, now you have a spouse who has a husband who has a job that is not the income he has is not very steady. I don't know if
Yeah.
you understand. It's not a monthly. It's not a monthly earner.
He's an entrepreneur, yes.
Is it can be and even entrepreneurs, they even still have an idea of the amount of money that they get as revenue. An entrepreneur, yes, but it's just that his earnings are not, that entrepreneurs have the high times and the low times, and you have people that their job is actually that type that they can. Let's say, for instance, you're a real estate agent. You know, there's not every time that you're going to have that big break where you have a house that is it's not every time you're going to have it. So sometimes you have little here, you have one big one, or even for you to get, especially now that things are so hard, where the economy, a lot of people are not buying houses as they used to buy. How do you advise a wife to deal with a financially unstable husband, whereas but when a husband who does not actually have earnings that are very regular?
Is the woman working?
She's doing something.
So what's your question?
I said, how does she manage that? How does she manage a financially unstable, my husband that's not very regular
You
with
see, I don't
earnings?
know. There are times that we discuss like this, and it's like one is not being practical, but the sincere truth is we are being practical.
Yeah.
Marriage, they say, in as much as there is, the man is having a physical or a natural problem. It's not as if he's having and he's hiding it. Like you both trust you trust yourself, and you know he's being sincere. So it's not like he's keeping money aside. As a
Mm-hmm.
helpmate, like I said earlier, you're
Yeah.
supposed to stand. In as much as you have what you're doing. That was why I asked, is she doing something? And
Yeah.
you're supposed to both sit to know how you control the income coming in. So it's not like probably your husband is bringing 20% and the wife is bringing 50% and you're spending 80%. You are spending even before you see what the month will bring, then there is a problem. But if both of you are able to spend wisely, then things can work much better. So I don't know if
I
your
think
question
to have
is okay.
what you're saying,
Yeah.
for me, I think personally, on a personal note, one of the things that I think a lot of people have to understand in marriage is this: how your resources come
Mm.
in, should not matter as much as what you're putting your resources into. I don't know if you understand what I mean, because if you focus all your energy on who is bringing what, you will lose out on making the right decisions for the family.
Mm-hmm. True.
So you inspire people that and wearing out so quickly because they are not concentrating on the fact that, look, what's important right now? Junior has to go to school. The rent has to be paid. This has to be done. Whoever is going to bring it, it doesn't matter to me because
Mm-hmm.
I know that my husband is not lazy. I know my wife is not lazy. I know that we have the sense of whatever we are doing is for each other. But the thing is, for you to get to that particular level, there has to be no secrecy amongst you guys
That's
as a
why
couple.
trust is very important. Trust
Because if
is very important.
you
Mm.
have secrecy, let's say you're hiding for, let's say you're beginning your marriage, you're hiding funds, or you're not so open with certain decisions, your spouse will not be able to trust you because they'll feel as if um you know what, I don't think I can give you because they are not the marriage is not transparent.
That's it. So number one, when it comes to financial intimacy, you have
Yeah.
to be transparent. Like your marriage should be transparent. And another thing is, it is very important that no spouse is dominating the finances. So, like I said, the way we grew up matters a lot. So it is very important that we are learning even some certain things we grew up with, whereby you believe, okay, like the money is coming from someone. That person must be the one to control the money. This is how the money should be spent. Even the way it should be, even the children shouldn't know bringing in the money. It's something that should be between you and your spouse as an individual. So it's not compulsory, though it happens in so many homes whereby they will say, okay, Lagbaja, the man is the one to pay the bill. You are the one to pay the children's school fees. If we really want to follow the way it should be, it shouldn't be so. Because you have two people coming together to become one. So it simply means that if money is coming from, even if it's not a joint account, in as much as you are open, you're transparent, I should know the amount you're winning. I should know what is in your, I should be able to get into your account at any point in time. The moment I am aware that you've given me the access to go into your account at any point in time, then it means there's transparency. One problem I realize we have or people have in marriage is no one wants to be vulnerable anymore. You hear people tell you that no, I can't trust him completely. No, that's one problem. And that
Nobody,
vulnerability,
nobody wants to be, the moon.
no one wants to be a mumu. You understand? Like everyone wants to be at a lab. I understand how it is. Like, yes, it's necessary to be at a lab, but at the same time, you just need to be vulnerable when it comes to marriage. How you both started matters. And if you're intentional about it, the marriage would work. So there are times you hear people say, what if one person is intentional and the other is not intentional? What do you do in such situations?
Sometimes your spouse can learn from you. You know
Of
that, right?
course.
Because in fact,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, who you were, let's say 15 years ago,
Yeah.
is not the same person. You have actually, is it that you've improved or you have decayed? You're not the same person that you used
You
to
can't
be
be the same.
before.
Mhm.
So somehow, okay,
I said you can't be the same. It's not
you can
possible.
you are not the same. You're not the same person that you used to be before, anymore. Sorry, I wanted to just say something before I lose this particular question. For instance, um, you, a man knows that okay, we should be transparent. A woman knows that they should be transparent, but and it seems like your spouse is always talking about the major things to be done. And I think most times this happens to be I don't know. I would say it's majorly a problem of men now, but it's also a problem of women where when they're always thinking about the big stuff, the rent, the big, the big issues. So they don't really, and then a woman wants to also give up her earning, but the woman too also has some certain wants that still makes her a woman. I mean, she wants to buy that dress that she stole, even though it's not a need. She wants to buy that, even though it's not a need. But like I said, it happens mostly for men. Men are usually the men with the more rigid one, and women are flexible. But sometimes it can actually be the flip side, and it's the woman.
Mm.
In this kind of situation now, I think one of the things that to answer that question is for a spouse to do is to learn that you're not married to a robot and you should try and accommodate some little excesses, because guess what, the things that make up your home sweet and lovely are not usually always the big stuff. They are that little things too, so
Mhm.
that makes the person feel like I'm not in prison. I feel fulfilled, I feel
Mm.
like it just makes you feel one that even though we are dealing with the big stuff, at least remember that I have some, maybe some little things. It might seem like it's not important, but it will make me happy.
Mhm.
So it's not going to be all the time. But if I say
Yeah.
no, the person just feel that, say, do you really love me or do you care about me? Especially if it's someone that is spouse that their love language is gifts, is vacation or whatever it is. You should actually learn to accommodate once in a while their wants and not just make it only focused on needs.
That's why it's very important. Everything still boils down to this communication of a thing. So yeah, I was talking, I wrote on what's it called now? The different money language. We keep talking about love language.
Yeah.
We also have money language because you have different types of people. You have those that are analytical in create, like in humans, they are just money means security. So if you know the kind of person your spouse is when it comes to money, then you should be able to know when to come in or when to discuss about some certain things. There are people that are very expressive. Money means acceptance. We just different humans. And for me, I would say, apart from this finance, when it comes to marriage, I would still say it's very important you're vulnerable. It's very important you're giving it all, like you're giving your all intentionally. But before you give your all, you need to know the person you're actually giving your all to, right? And like you said people change and we learn from ourselves. Whether you like it or not, you learn from your spouse directly or indirectly, even without you knowing it. So there are times that with time you start looking like your spouse. Why? Because you sleep, wake up together, do everything together, And I once spoke about bonding, like when you bond with your spouse and you give birth to children that look alike. You know, I don't know if we've sat down to think about the science in this world, like how God really created the world, how there is indeed science in it. How on earth will two people sleep together, their blood mixed up, and give birth to someone that looks like them? You understand? It simply means that there is more to the physical things that we can see. There is more to it. So most of the time, when we just end up having issues on little things that
If you enjoyed this snippet of our marriage clinic where we discussed about financial harmony in marriage, then kindly click on the link in the description box to watch the complete video. Bye.